we'll show you some things here today on how to help improve the efficiency of your agency and help hopefully to streamline your process. Hopefully with some automation as too, so you can help start scaling your agency as well to really start getting quotes, getting leads, getting sales, and then also servicing your clients too, because that's also really important. Because once you get them, you want to keep them. You don't want a ton of people coming in the front door and then just as many leaving out the back, right? We want to get new clients and we want to keep them and service them, give good service to them. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Also, just real quick too, if you have any questions along the way, I have the chat on the side here. I'll try and answer any chats on the way. You can unmute yourself. I'll pause once in a while to answer a couple questions here and there in some of the sections. If you want to jump in and ask a question, feel free to do that. Otherwise, feel free to use the chat, and I'll try and keep an eye on it so I can answer some of those questions as they pop up. So here we're on just a demo site that I have here and that we use for playing around. So just real quick, all of our websites that we host, they're all professional grade, secure, fast, mobile friendly, optimized for SEO from top to bottom. There's well over 200 pages worth of content for personal lines, commercial lines, farms, contractors, life and health, forms, service request forms, claims forms, um, partners, team, which I'll show you later. There's team member sections, blogs, FAQs, really everything that you would possibly need for a successful website for your agency. And then it's all really easy to edit too. We have two versions of the editor where you can edit in live mode, where it's on the front end like this. If I just switch to this live editor, and then here you can actually edit the page on the front end here. I could go in and type some content and edit things. I could take this entire block, and clone it to do different things. So it's an easy editor. If I want to, change the link on the button, I can do that. If I want to go to the background, I could change the featured image in this background, things like that. So it's a pretty easy editor. You can do this in the front end, or there's also a back end editor as well. It's more of a like a wireframe type editor where there's more just boxes and things where you can edit the site as well. So very easy to make those sorts of edits. I'll just go ahead and leave this page. I just wanted to show that real quick, so you can see what the editability is like with the website. But obviously one of the big things that we want to do is get quotes from people. We want to get their information, and then we want to be able to quote them as quickly as possible. And that's why people are going to your website. They're not going to click around and just kind of learn about insurance too much. They're really there to get insurance. So we're going to give them that option right off the bat. All of our websites have most of the time boxes right up in the front where they have all of your major lines of business that you're going to be focusing on that you quote with. They'll be right up there at the top to start quoting. So if we go to the start quotes page here, I'll show you what one of these forms look like. This one's a giant form here for personal lines. We also have them for commercial lines as well, with pretty much all the questions that you're going to need to start quoting right away. So I'm just going to show you an example here of actually how all of this integrates together. We call this webinar the Holy Trinity tech stack. We have Automate, Nowcerts, and then GravityCerts for your website. That's really your big three that you can have where all three of those systems integrate together, talk to each other to really help streamline your process. So I wanted to show you all an example of this here by just using this example personal lines form. Pick several different lines of business here, and we're going to call this client John Webinar 1 just for an example here. So we'll just kind of go through the form. I already pre-filled a lot of this information in here. We have the primary applicant's info, the co-applicant's info. Then we'll go into some of the property information. This is the trust name that I put in there as an example. You'll see that later on. Then we'll go into some property information here. You'll notice down here we can upload files. I already attached 3 different pictures of the house. They could attach deck pages if they want or anything else. I just attached also some pictures of a property. So we'll go through this one. We have additional drivers added. And there's 3 additional drivers, their information. And then we have a bunch of vehicles as well. There's 6 of them in here listed. We do have a VIN check option that's on all the quote forms. This integrates with the NHTSA. It's the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. So that will go and look up the VIN number and actually pull the vehicle information from the NHTSA that they read from the VIN, which is really nice to have. So you know you're getting accurate vehicle information. And because it's a decoder, it can actually pull vehicle information on partial VIN numbers. Usually can start decoding it at about 7 to 8 characters is when there's enough information that you can at least get year, make, and model, just a couple basic fields. And then the other VIN numbers add, the additional information about that vehicle. So we have those added in here. We have one motorcycle added down here at the bottom. So here we're asking additional information about the motorcycle coverage. With all of our forms, there's a lot of advanced conditional logic built in. So because I chose motorcycle in the beginning, I'm getting asked the motorcycle questions here. If I didn't choose that, I obviously wouldn't get that. And then we go into the umbrella information because I chose that. Again, the conditionals are built in here that it's asking that. So we'll just keep going in through the form and some life information here. And then just a little information about claims, additional information text box. You'll see that come in a little bit here. And then there's another file upload box if they want to attach any other files. So I just attached a couple sample progressive files in here. So we have a total of 5 attachments included with this submission that the person's submitting. You'll see the 3 images and then 2 more PDFs here. I chose the agent, how they were referred, and then we'll go ahead and submit this quote. The agent that is chosen will get notified, or you could notify a CSR, account manager, notify one person, multiple people. Well, you can send these emails to anybody that you want. So that's real easy to do. Now this is submitted. So now let's go and jump into Automate. Now you'll see with the integration that we have, this John webinar dropped right into the new business pipeline, put him in as a new lead. Then from here, you can really start setting up any sort of automation that you want. And that's what makes this really powerful. So you could have either just a lead gen form where we're collecting their information, just basic name, email, phone number, just get the lead into your system, into Automate so you can start running sales campaigns. And then, or we could do full quotes and also put them in there. So we can do either one. So if we open up this, you'll see the name, email, phone number, their new opportunity added. If you notice down here, we have all the different tags that we've added. So we've included all the lines of business as tags. That right there is really powerful as well, because then you can start doing cross-sell campaigns. We could also tag the agent. So we could assign the agent in here and maybe give them a hello message, something like that, to kind of personalize your agency. Let them know, hi, so and so is your agent. They'll be in contact with you with your quotes. And then maybe for whatever reason, maybe this one didn't have an umbrella, so we could look for other ways to also automate your cross sales by saying this client does not have an umbrella tag, so let's go ahead and put them in some automation to help cross sell umbrella. Or we could do that with life or anything else. So nice, easy way to have those automations available. But the important thing is getting this information into Automate and then getting it into the pipelines and the leads that you want with the agent assigned. And then from there, you can do all sorts of crazy automations, really. Really sky's the limit. Once it's in here, it's really just up to your imagination and what you want to do as far as advanced sales, cross sales campaigns, things like that. So now that the person's in Automate, let's go ahead and jump over into Nowcerts. And let's go see what the prospect looks in Nowcerts with all of that information that we submitted. So we'll go ahead and search for this person. It was John webinar. We can see the person pulls up right here, has their mailing address, they're signed as a prospect, and then we have all those tags added too. So I'll go ahead and click on this one. So now we have the full prospect in Nowcerts, ready to go, ready to start quoting. We have all the tags added in here too that also submit over into Automate. We tagged it with the agent and also the SMS tag. That comes in handy, especially in Automate if you want to wrap conditionals around different automations with texting. That way you're staying compliant, right? If they said no, that they don't want to be texted, then we would just skip that part of the automation that sends them a text and just send them an email instead. So nice way to take care of that and stay compliant with texting. Now in here, we have our primary contacts added. You can see here, I added the trust as a contact. That just comes in handy when you're searching for the client up in Nowcerts. You can search for by the trust name, and then you'll find the client. That's really the best way to do that. We see their emails listed in here. And then down here, we can see the drive or the vehicles listed, the vehicle info, and then the drivers listed as well. So really getting rid of that duplicate data entry or even data entry at all because the client just submitted this. There's also agent intake forms that we have as well. So if you are on the phone with a client, you can take that information over the phone and basically just do the same thing. But the form is designed for the agent. So we don't have required fields. The person on the phone, they can jump around and ask whatever the questions they want to as they're having a conversation with the client, right? So it's natural, but they have everything there so that your agent or your CSR is confident when they're talking with the client. They know they're going to get all the information that they need. They're not going to waste their time, the client's time, having to call them back or email them again to get the information. They're getting it all up front right there, and then it's all going to submit into Nowcerts. We see down here also we have the property info listed, and then down here we like to add a note as well, letting you know when the quote was submitted, the effective date they want their policy, the lines of business that they're interested in, the agent, and then we also have the additional comments added in here too. That's really important. We've seen with our own agency, some people will write a novel in these comments box and give their entire life story of what's happening and what they're doing, and they'll like paragraphs of information about what's going on with their life. So all of that will get submitted into Nowcerts really easily. The next thing in the insured items, so we have these dropped in here. We can also add custom fields. So in here, you can see we've added 51 custom fields in here with this one quote submission. So these are all my test custom panels. So it's in this personalized quote form. They're all separated by lines or by form. So in here, we can see all the extra information that was saved, different additional questions, things about solar panels, roof and plumbing, electrical updates. We have additional information about boats, which we did not add in the quote. Umbrellas, motorcycle questions, life and health questions, things like that. So really, as you can see, it's a really powerful way to get all of this information into Nowcerts. I don't know if anybody's worked with any of the PDF mapping in Nowcerts, but you can take these custom fields and map them onto your accords, your supplementals, and then it can pre-fill the information from here onto those apps. So then you're really not even entering hardly any information at all. It's all getting loaded in from the client, from the form into Nowcerts directly. So you're getting rid of all of that duplicate data entry. And there's really no limit to the number of custom fields you can have. We have some commercial forms, especially some trucking forms where we have 300-400 different custom fields created. So those can map onto various accords and supplementals. So really powerful way to get all of that data into Nowcerts, into Automate, and really help to streamline your agency, really get everything working together. Another powerful thing I'll show you here, if we go into documents, you remember when I did the quote, I attached 3 images, which you'll see right here, house pick 1, 2, and 3. So we have those attached in here. Then we have the additional files that I attached. This was one of the Progressive, is just a renter's brochure that I grabbed from Progressive, but we attached the files here as well. This one is a special PDF. So all of our forms, they will actually generate a PDF of the entire submission and then upload that as a PDF into Nowcerts. So if I open this one, This is a copy of what the entire form submission looks like and everything that the person submitted. This is just really nice to have for, use it while you're quoting if you want to, because everything's right here on one page. Keep it on file for E&O so you know exactly what the person submitted, what they said. So if anything comes back, they say, oh, I didn't answer that question that way. Well, you can go and look at the form and see exactly what they submitted. So nice way to have all of this information right here. Really, really easy to start quoting. So now everything is in place. We have it in Nowcerts, we have it in Automate. You can do your quotes, and now with your carriers. So now the next thing is actually presenting the quotes to your carriers. That was one of the next things, is creating pillar quote proposals. So we've developed a system on the website. Go back to this one, where the quote proposal system is built directly into your website for you. So I have a few examples here. So here's John Webinar. We've created his quote, his proposal. This also logs when the person has viewed the proposal, so you can see a timestamp of that. It'll also send a note into Nowcerts too. So if I go to open this one up, we'll see here the client's information, the lines of business that the person's submitting, the agent information over here. You can embed a Loom video if you like. Makes it really easy to do screen recording, do a simple welcome video, introduce yourself as the agent, maybe talk about the coverages and different quotes, highlight things that are, the quotes that you want them to go with. And then down here is where they can actually see a side-by-side comparison of the quotes. So here, everything's line itemed out. A lot of these fields are just drop-down fields and checkboxes, things like that. So it's really easy to create these proposals. If you happen in the quote to get their current policies, maybe they uploaded their current deck page in the quote submission, maybe use Canopy Connect and you got their deck pages through that system. You could make a one column for their actual current policy, and then what you're quoting, and then obviously the green one, that's the one that we want them to go with. That's the agent recommended. That's the best coverage, the best price. That's the best deal for them that you want them to go with. You can also attach files in here. So I put a couple different just sample files in here too. If you want to do the the actual quote, or maybe a carrier brochure just talking about the carrier itself, you can feel free to do that as well. But then here, they can just scroll through all of their quotes right here. Makes it really easy for them to understand what it is that they're buying. Because as we know, most clients, they really have no clue about insurance. So doing the old school method of emailing the client a proposal, attaching the quotes in the email, all the client's going to do is open up that email, look at the attachment with the lowest price and just go with that one. So this is a way to help get the person off of price and onto coverage. So because side by side, they can really start seeing holes and gaps in their coverages and really find out what's going to be the best fit for them. So then down here is where they can go ahead and accept the proposal. But before we do that, before we accept, we're actually going to go and send this out to the client. So that's a further automation that we have built in with Automate, is to be able to actually go to, if I go back here into Automate, where we can help move this person across the pipeline. This is where the quote proposals get really powerful. So if I go back to this quote proposal, I'll say email to client. We just want to make sure their information is correct. This will be the email or the URL that the person gets. So we'll go ahead and send that proposal to the client. From here, it can go over to Automate and help move them across their pipeline. Let's see if it does it automatically here. So now the client's been moved over into the quote sent stage. So now that we've sent the proposal, it can automatically move them across that pipeline. By doing that, you can trigger all sorts of automations. Maybe you want to send them 50 or 100 emails every hour for the next 30 days. You could do that if you want. We recommend maybe, once a day, send them an email, maybe send them a text to follow up to look at the proposal. But really, that's up to you and your agency, how many times you want to follow up with the client. The important thing is it's moved across your pipeline. that automation can get triggered, and then you can do that follow-up campaign with them to view and accept that proposal. So now if I go back to the proposal here, so now we're here on the proposal. So say we're the client, we want to go ahead and accept that proposal. And here we go into automate, and I think I have to refresh this page again. Oh, nope, it actually did it without having to refresh. So you can see there, it just automatically moved it over to that one stage. So now that they've accepted that proposal, it can take them out of that follow-up campaign that you had in the quote sent column, move them to the one column that can trigger other automations, welcoming them to the agency, create a task, sending an agent an email to go ahead and bind up that policy, collect the payment, do your normal binding procedures, send them the apps to sign, all of that sort of good stuff. But now you've got it triggered with that automation using the proposals to be able to move them all the way across your pipeline, really streamline your agency. So now when you're doing quotes, it makes it really fast and easy to create the proposal, send it off, all the automations triggered automatically in Automate, and then you can move on to the next one. You can create the proposal or have an account manager or CSR create the proposal, send it out, and then all that automation is taken care of automatically for you with all the follow-up processes. And then really the agent can just follow up again with actually binding and collecting payment and getting them going. Then also you can send them different campaigns as far as, asking for Google reviews, following you on social media, different things like that, letting them know how to handle, claims, service requests, different things like that, where they can go to or contact the agency for that, which we also have built out into the website where they can go and view all of their, do their service requests right through the website. So we can go up to the support area. They can view billing and payments. They can request policy changes, submit claims to you, change mortgages, request COIs, things like that. So now your website becomes a self-service portal for your clients. So now your website can help get clients into the front door, collect that lead information, collect all the information you need to quote, then present those quotes to the client, run that automation through Automate to do those follow-up campaigns. Once they become a client, then they can manage all of their claims, service requests, policy changes through the website. Another big thing is also having the custom client center built on the website. This one is huge. This allows clients to create an account on your website. It does about a dozen different API calls to get their information from Nowcerts and actually present it to the client automatically, just like what you would see in Nowcerts, but it's built onto your website. So this one here, for example, I have this commercial demo account called GravityCerts Inc. I'll get to this information here in a second, but down here is where they can see all of their policy information down here. So this one, this commercial auto policy, for example, we're going to go and pull their policy information from Nowcerts so that the client can see for this example, for this policy, their vehicles, their auto coverages, their drivers on the vehicle, home policies, they can see all of their home information. If you're an agency that does take care of the same client's personal and commercial accounts, or maybe they are a commercial account with multiple businesses, so they have multiple accounts in Nowcerts, they do have the ability to toggle between multiple accounts in there, which is really nice. So this one, for example, they could toggle between a personal lines or a commercial lines account here and maybe a personal lines account here, so they can see all of that. Then they can also do service requests using the actual policy number here, so you know which policy to go with to make those changes. Down here, we have the Documents tab. Now this will actually pull the documents from Nowcerts directly so that they can start downloading their documents. So anything that you want to share with them, you can share with them inside Nowcerts. So what we do is pull the files in that red ensured visible folder. We go into the files area. We're pulling everything from right in here. Anything you want to share with the client, just drop inside here. You can also add additional folders and files, whatever you want. It'll show up right in here. So they can see all of their files and folders right in here, anything that you want to share with them. They can also upload files if they want as well, or create folders. They can do that too. They can't delete anything, which is nice. They can just add things into Nowcerts. So now you have a nice document share back and forth with them. So this one here, this is a new thing that we actually just added just last week, actually. This is a way to help, for this example, really to help your contractors, if you have a lot of contractors that you're working with, or maybe other commercial clients where they need to collect information from, say, subs, 1099s, employees, things like that. They can have their own link on your website that where that subcontractor or that 1099 could go and submit a copy of their insurance or whatever it is that the client needs from that other person. So this, the contractor logs into their client center. They come to their custom unique link for them. They just say copy to clipboard. Now, if we open this in a new tab, this would go to the subcontractor certificate COI submission. So if we put in, Mike subcontractor Inc., and then we call this, Mike, I'll just submit this real quick. And then we'll get some files over here. I have a few listed on the side here. Let's grab a few of these and we'll drag these over. So being the subcontractor, I have to send a copy of my insurance to my primary contractor here. And now the contractor, they're going to get an email letting them know that that subcontractor sent the email. It'll also upload directly into Nowcerts into their account automatically. So now if we go back over to Nowcerts, go back into the insured visible files, and now you can see this automatically uploaded these 3 files from that subcontractor into the client's account in Nowcerts here. So if we go back to the client center, so me as the main contractor, my sub now sent that COI to me. I've got an email confirmation. I can now log into my client center on your website anytime. I can just go into my files area right down here and see all of the files that my subs have sent. So these would be the files right here that sub has sent. So nice way for subs to send that. And you've now just created an added value service for your clients. So if you think about it, you think of these big contractors, these are probably the ones that are doing 1 to 10 million a year, something like that. They're working with a lot of subs. They need to keep track of a lot of these. Now that you're offering this service to your clients, you're now just not just their insurance agent, you're an integral part of their business. You're helping streamline their processes without you really even having to do anything. It's just built into your website that we offer as part of the service with your GravityCerts website. So really easy to get this set up. Just let us know if you need this added into your client center. We can get that added for you. We also added a little link here that they could go and generate a QR code. They did something like that. They could generate a QR code and then put that link in, print material or whatever it is that they want. So very easy way to collect all that information from your contractors. So, so then helping just build brand loyalty, having that client portal is a really easy way for for your clients to, again, help establish that relationship. I'll show you here a personal lines client so you can see what like a homeowner's policy looks like. So we'll switch over to them. So we'll go to, say, a home policy. This will go and pull the information here. And now we can see lots of different coverage options. Depending on the carrier, if it is a downloaded policy, a lot of times those come in with a lot of information. If it's a manually entered policy, that's really up to you how much information, if any, you want to put in there. We know a lot of agents, they will just put in the basic info. So that's fine too. The downloaded policies is where it comes in really handy for clients so they can actually see all of their coverages. Sometimes they come in with deductibles or, premiums or credits, things like that. But that's really up to the individual carrier and the policies that are being downloaded. But here you can see an example of that. So again, documents in here so you can share the deck pages, auto ID cards, things like that. COIs is a really big one. So at renewal, you can go into your master COI in Nowcerts, generate all those COIs that you need, and then drop them in a folder in that red insured visible files folder. And then all of your COIs are available for your client right there. And then they can just log into their client center, get whatever they need at any time. One person asked about what GravityCerts is. So we are a website hosting company specifically for insurance agencies. And we have software in place through the website to really help manage your leads, get quotes, and then manage those clients and take care of them in the long run. So we design and host the website for you. We have all the quote intake forms for you, quote proposals in the client center, and it all integrates with Nowcerts and Automate. So those three platforms all can talk to each other to really help streamline your agency. So one other bonus I was going to talk here is the referral network, the referral partners. So what we have also built into the website is a referral partner system where they can have their own landing pages. So this is a way for your referral partners to get website traffic, to get some search engine rankings on their own. But now they can send, here's a couple examples here, where your referral partners can send their clients over to you to start getting their insurance. So it comes in really handy for people in the finance industry or lenders, brokers, things like that. So when they're about to close on a new home, they can send the client to here, and then they can fill out the information for a quote. So all of these forms are customizable. This is just the that same sample personal lines quote. We can have custom quotes for each referral partner if you want. And then because they're on these referral landing pages, that can also trigger separate automation inside Automate. So we can tag it with the referral partner or where they came from. That way you can send automation even to your referral partners. So that's another nice thing you can have too. So maybe use Zapier and thanks.io to send the person a thank you card or something like that, or send the referral partner a Starbucks gift card or whatever you can think of. So it's a nice way to really just help streamline that process of getting those referrals, getting the information that you need, and then have automation in place to help reward your referral partners as they're sending you business. And then they get some SEO traffic too, and more web presence by having a landing page on your site. Well, we've gotten a lot of good feedback from referral partners, from agencies using referral partners, that those partners really like these pages. You can have all their contact information on there if you like, as much or as little as you want, much or as little as the referral partner wants. You put their company logos on there, things like that. So really easy way to help with that referral partner network. And they can also be categorized too if you have different types of referral partners. Someone was asking about use your current website templates, or could we keep our current framework? It really depends. We have our own websites and templates, and they're really optimized for SEO and for the insurance space. We have all the local marketing and local schemas and code built into the site automatically, so that you'll pull up in search results and Google locally. So that would just have to talk a little more. If you're using a different web design company, we wouldn't be able to use their designs. If it's something that you made personally, we could probably remimic the website that you have. Just really kind of depends on your own website. And then as far as looking at Automate, yeah, if you want to look at Automate, definitely. I mean, they're a great system to have. You can, I mean, really sky's the limit as far as what you can do. Some of our clients, they're getting creative and coming up with automation that I didn't even think about. So some of them are using a lot of social media, Facebook ads to do lead generation. So instead of doing the full quote form, they'll just have a simple little, name, email, phone number type quick lead gen form. We'll drop that into Automate first. And then once they do the form, it'll redirect them to go and do the full quote submission, and then also drop them in a follow-up email campaign. That way it helps them to trigger them to that they need to go and do the full quote submission. So it's a nice way to get their information up front through social media, through your Facebook ads, and then follow up with them to do the full quotes. So then once they do that, then it can go into Nowcerts. So we do have that option. We can go either way. We could go into Nowcerts only, into Automate only, into both at the same time. Just depending on what you want to do, we set up those feeds to go wherever it is that you want. That's the main thing. I'll go ahead and show you just another one here. We have another option through Canopy Connect, if anybody's heard of them, where we can actually pull information from Canopy Connect. So if we come in here and did the Canopy Connect little thing, pull this information from the carrier. This is using their sandbox demo account. So it's going to pull some demo information. It's going to go to the carrier, grab the carrier information. If they have files that the Canopy Connect can grab, it'll do that. So you can see here it pre-filled the form with some of the info that was pulled from Canopy Connect. So we'll just say we're going to do a home auto quote and run through this real quick, because most of this is already pre-filled for you. Put that in here. So you can see a lot of this is already in here from Canopy Connect. All that's in there. We've got the property information. Just submit this. There's no additional drivers. We've got the vehicle pulled in here. Maybe 10,000 miles. Maybe we want 500 and 1,000 comp and collision. No claims, no SR22, and then we'll just say something in here. So we'll go ahead and submit this quote just so you can also see another option with some integration that we have. So this person was called Clark Kent. So if we go back into Nowcerts, we search for this person, we can see this is the one that was just created right here. So we've tagged them and created the prospect automatically in here, added the primary insured, added that vehicle that was in here, added the couple addresses that were in here too. We've got the driver listed in here. Then another nice thing is having actually all the files in here too. So you can see here it actually pulled the files directly from the carrier through Canopy Connect and then uploaded those directly into Nowcerts for you. So whatever Canopy Connect could have got from the carrier directly, if they can get files, it'll go ahead and put these in here automatically for you. So really nice way to get a hold of all this information very quickly. So, then as far as pricing, pricing's pretty easy, straightforward. We have some discounts also for anybody that is using Nowcerts. The promo code is called Nowcerts20. That'll give you 20% off of the setup fees right up here. This is the design fee if you're going to do a custom build website. We have options to use either a template style design, or we can design a custom website for you. And that's where the design fee comes in. It's because it takes, 40, 50 hours to create a custom designed website. So we have to charge a setup fee for the time it takes for that. But everybody with Nowcerts, they can get 20% off of that setup. So we have some options for annual or monthly pricing, whatever works for your budget. But it's really easy to get going, get started quickly. The Fast Pass and the Teams Pass and the Agency Pass at the template style level, we can probably get a website up and going within about a week or so. About the fastest we've done is about a 1.5 day turnaround where we have the site live. So as little as about 1.5 days to about a week to get a full website up and going and ready. And then we just launch the site, get your analytics added and submit it to search engines, get your Nowcerts account, your API user connected, make sure everything's connected and working, create all those custom fields, do everything that you need so that you can start running quotes and collecting all the information that you need from clients. So After the checkout process, there is an agency questionnaire that's going to help us get going really quickly. It'll ask you, all your agency info, your social media accounts. You can attach your logos, headshots, bios. You can put in links to websites that you like if you want a website, kind of similar to some other type of style site. Some agencies they'll put Apple. Everybody likes Apple's website, or sometimes golf.com. They'll like, or whatever it is that you like. Just put a link in there of different types of websites that you like. So, and then we can design a site along those lines, whether you want it more image based, maybe more text based, maybe more illustration based, dark theme, light theme. We really work with you to make a site that you really like and that you're proud of. And there's quite a bit of other things that we can do. That was just the main features of GravityCerts and what we can do and some of the integrations. We have a lot of other options as well, a lot of other smaller things and niche things we can do too. So definitely come up here and use the book a demo, and then we could do a one-on-one, answer your questions individually. And that's the nice thing about using GravityCerts is that you don't have to go and hire a developer all the time. You have basically an in-house software engineer that can help you with a lot of these sorts of integrations and developing the tech and the tools that you need for your agency. Sometimes, if it is a big ask, it might take a little while building out new integrations with other companies, other insurtech companies. We're definitely open to that. We have about 5 other integrations that we're working on currently, active integrations that we're adding on for some other commercial markets. And we have some other integration with, like I mentioned, Canopy Connect. There's also Agency Zoom, Cover Whale. They're a commercial trucking rater. And then we have some other integrations that we're working on with other companies too. That's coming along down the pipeline. So, any other integrations that you want to work, have an idea about, we're definitely open to working on coding those as well. Definitely, if you want to learn more, book a demo with us right up here on gravitycerts.com. Book a demo. You guys are ready to get going right away. You have several different options with our pricing. We outlined some different options as far as what we offer in each tier. And then we could do a custom design or a template style design, whether or not you want to do that setup fee or not. So we can work with you with all of those. And definitely remember the promo code. It's called Nowcerts20. And really appreciate having you guys here, taking your time to learn about GravityCerts and what we offer. And I'll stay on for a little bit if anyone has any questions, if they want to talk a little bit. I'll stay on. Otherwise, have a great day, and we'll see you later.